guys, today we are ranking the Sidemen charity match rankings. First of all, we have got the Sidemen team. Let's start off with the man of the match, Manny. His rating, he got 9.7, which is fair enough. He got a hat trick and I think he got an assist as well. So fair play to him, he's done really well there to get a 9.7 and to get man of the match. Second on the list for the Sidemen team is none other than Simon, aka Mini Minter. He's had an absolute masterclass again, I think with a goal and an assist. So very solid performance from him. Not much else to say on him. Now, third place is Toby. He always plays really well in the Sidemen charity matches, so I think that's what you'd expect from him. Then Bazinga, obviously 8.3 rated, got his goal in the West Ham Stadium. It was the first goal of the match, so great moment for him. And from then on, I think the next rating is going to be 7.4 from a bit of a underrated player / someone you wouldn't really think of. Your man Tariq got himself a 7.4 rating, obviously because he scored that goal. So fair play to Tariq, I guess. Next up with the 7 ratings, we have got 3 players. And that's going to be Angry Ginge on his Sidemen charity match debut. Absolute defensive masterclass from the man. So, nice one. Arak got himself a 7 rating. I'll be honest, I never saw him on the pitch, so not sure where that's come from. And KSI with a 7 rating, I would say fair enough. He actually did goalkeep quite well. Although he conceded 5 goals, he did do quite well. Obviously, saved a penalty, wasn't a tough save. But then the ratings under 7, you've got Randolph with a 6.9, so that's not bad. Calix got a 6.3. Vicstar, another player with a 6.9, obviously getting his assist, so fair enough. Harry with a 6.4. I'll be completely honest, I reckon Harry deserved at least an 8. He played really well, scored an absolute screamer, defended well as well. Obviously, the Chunks goal is not really his fault, so I think he deserved higher. Cal Freezy with a 6.5. Zerka with a 6.3. JME with a 6, which isn't great, but then you've got to look at Laserbeam with a 5.6 and realise that it's not that bad in the end of the day. I mean, obviously, as we go into the YouTube All-Stars team, we'll see a lot lower ratings, including a 0.3 rating. But let's start with the highest rating, and that belongs to Chris MD. He was a bit of a snake last year playing for Sidemen, but this year he's gone back to YouTube All-Stars and got himself a 9 rating. So I think that's great performance from him. Obviously, he got the equaliser, which is nice. Then the second highest rating was Chunkzinho. He got an 8.7, I would say. To be fair, he always plays quite well. He gets a little bit of practice from Soccer Age, as does your man who got a 7.7 rating, Nico Omolana. So fair enough to him. He does always play well. I think he is quite good at football, to be fair to him. Now 7.6, we have got your man I Show Speed. So he's done well. Obviously, if he'd have scored his penalty, he'd have probably got a bit of a higher rating. And he missed an open goal. It was blocked by Cal Freezy. So obviously he could have got a high rating. I feel like 7.6 is a bit high for him, to be honest, but anyway. Next up, we have got no one with a 7 rating actually. I think next is going to be young Philly. He usually gets a higher score than 6.7, so I mean, not the best day at the office for him, but obviously still better than a lot of other players on his team. Next is going to be Carl Jacobs, I think. Yep, Carl Jacobs. Obviously, he's done alright because he doesn't play football. Obviously, he's American. So 6.4 is actually not too shabby. Then you've got Jack Septicai and Kai Cenat with a 6.3. Kai Cenat did a speed and scored an offside goal. To be fair, the technique of the shot was not too shabby, so that's not bad. And then onto the lower ratings. Let's see what's happening. Dennis managed to get 6.1. I'll be honest, I didn't really see him on the pitch, but I guess 6.1 is a pretty standard rating. So Con gets himself a 6, which again, decent, pretty standard. Max Fosh with a 5.6, I think is a violation. The fact that, to be fair, he did score a bit of a screamer to get 5.6. I'll be honest, I'm not sure why ISO Speed has got himself a 7.6 and your man Max Foss is on a 5.6. I reckon if anything it should be the other way round, but what can you do? I don't make football. Aberflaw managed to get a high rating than Max Foss. Again, I understand he got a 5.9 rating, which again, pretty bog standard, obviously on the lower side, but it's not awful. And then this is where we get into the lower ratings. You've got Will Any with a 5.5, obviously okay, pretty decent-ish. Played alright, again, didn't really see him on the pitch. Theo Baker with a 5.7, he played really well up until he got that injury, so hope he gets well soon. And then, if he's watching this, and then we're going to be looking at the really bad ratings now, I think. And we kick them off with Danny Aarons. I mean, I'm a massive fan. Up until Endgame and FIFA got boring, I was watching every single episode of Adeyemi's Army, every single main channel vid, every single day. All the Danny Aarons more videos, but getting a 3.9 rating, honestly, it's not it. To be fair, I thought he would be a bit of a baller, being he played football quite a bit in his videos. Obviously played in different conditions in that Chris MD vid, so fair enough. I would say that it's not what you want to see from him, but anyway, Gideon getting a 3.8, obviously tried to pick up the ball before the Bazinga goal, so that probably lowered it a lot to 3.8. I feel like although he didn't defend amazingly, he did alright. I would say he deserved maybe a 5 or so, and then XQC with a 0.3. That's got to be one of the lowest ratings in FootMob history, so he did concede 8 goals, but not even Cal the Dragon did that badly, so on that terrible disappointment, I'm going to end the video, so I'll see you tomorrow.